The sun is rising. Your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. You're starting to get out of bed and you thank God for another day, another opportunity to chase your goals that you've been striving for. You hop in the shower. You brew a cup of coffee. It seems like a perfect start to your day. You get in the car and you head to the office. It's Friday. It's a normal day, but you know you get the chance to keep working for your retirement, for your future goals. It's payday. You get to invest more money into your 401k and watch your money grow to reach goals of buying a house and having a family. But that's not always reality, because if you have a spouse that doesn't have the same goals as you, you're going to go in debt. You're going to have things that are past due, bills that stack up, ultimately leading to bad choices. You spend money where you don't have it. You go to Starbucks. You buy a new car. You go into crazy debt. You spend abundantly over what you're actually bringing in. You go to fancy restaurants. You drink fancy cocktails and wine. You keep swiping the card. And reality is you'll never reach your goals. Marriage is amazing. It's rewarding, it's fulfilling, but it also has its challenges. And when I'm talking about challenges, I'm talking about one specific challenge, and it faces every single married couple in the world. And it's one of the leading causes of divorce in the world. And that challenge is actually money. It's about finances. See, finances cause a trickle-down effect. Whether you like it or not, or you think it or not, finances will impact your entire life. Not only is it about your bank account, but it's about your stress level, your marriage, your children's health, because all these different stress levels can get projected onto other people. It can get projected on your household. Everyone around you can feel the tension / actually get hurt by your financial decisions, especially when they're in your family, just like your spouse. Ask yourself these questions when thinking about the last time you talked about finances with your spouse. Was there tension? Was it awkward? Did you guys butt heads at all? Did the mood get quiet? Or did you guys not want to be completely honest with each other? Because more than likely, this is the case. People can budget all they want, but when one person gets off of the budget, maybe it's even just an iced coffee, maybe it's a shirt, maybe it's a bag, I don't know, maybe they got lunch one day when they weren't supposed to because it wasn't budgeted for, or maybe you guys don't have a budget at all, and in that case, it's even harder, and you butt heads even more because you ask you guys yourselves, where did all our money go? And it's more than likely spending habits of one person or both that actually make that tension against each other happen. See, most people are in debt. Most couples are in debt. And actually, a majority of people live paycheck to paycheck, and it always feels like you're trying to get ahead, trying to swim ahead, but you're constantly drowning in that debt. And that is not a fun place to be, and it causes that stress and tension to start to multiply, especially when you're trying to do good, and then someone or one of you, or maybe it's both of you in this relationship fall off the beaten path, and it puts you back even further, or now you're even further behind because you're never actually getting ahead. Many couples have financial goals, but a lot of times goals don't align between two people unless you're actually talking about it and actually communicating about what you guys want to do together. That's why most people do butt heads, is because they never sit down, they're never actually transparent and honest and just have an open conversation where you're both respected, heard, and listen to each other. But instead, you have these goals, you kind of talk about them, but you never actually align a goal with a specific date, how you're going to do it, and work as a team to get to that goal. You never actually sit down and do those steps, and it puts you further and further back behind. Yeah, you can talk about it, but talking is a lot different than doing. And in today's video, I'm going to go over 3 different things that you guys can do as a couple to help save your marriage or help put it in a really good spot when talking about finances. If you're watching this video by yourself and you have a significant other or a spouse that you want to get on the same page with, go ahead and ask them to come join you and watch this video. It's not going to take long. It's a 10 to 15 minute video. You're going to watch it, and then you guys can be honest and talk about it and kind of take some of these things that I am talking about and put it in your own life. Put it into your own conversations so that you guys can work on it together and become a team. Be that force to be reckoned with team where your goals are aligned and you feel like this power couple. Now, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is that you have to understand that both people in a relationship contribute. Contribution is one of the biggest reasons why people fight about money. Some people think and believe that if I contribute more financially, I get to spend more. And that is the furthest from the truth. When you are married, you are one couple that is together. You now have 2 fleshes that become one. So what is hers is mine, and what is his is mine. Does that make sense? So you guys are now one person, one team that is working together. So if one person brings in, say, $100,000 a year and the other person brings in 0, you both have $100,000. And it's not his, it's not hers, it's ours. So that's the first thing. The second thing is there's also different contributions that can't get measured financially. So for example, let's say a husband is the breadwinner or a wife is the breadwinner. Say one of them goes out and they make the $100,000 while the other one stays at home with the kids. Maybe they cook and they clean. That is actually the same. Because those contributions, without that contribution, you would not be able to go make the money that you're making. You would have to send a daycare, or you would have to hire someone to clean your house, or maybe make the food for you, or you'd have to spend the time on top of work in order to do that. So that gets really expensive. So you can't put contributions just on a financial level. Everything from even dropping my kids off at school and picking them up from a parent instead of having a nanny go to do that. All these different things, you have to make decisions on how you want to live your life, and all these different decisions are also going to contribute to the different contributions that each partner is now doing in order for the family to succeed and live a great life. So like I said, don't just look at a contribution as financial contributions. And so as a financial contribution where I bring in all the money or a majority of the money, let's say it's 60-40 split, and one person brings in 60% of the income and one brings in 40%, that doesn't mean that the 60% gets to spend more and the 40% gets to spend less. You guys are working as a team to figure out how you are going to spend your money, and everything is now one because you guys are married. You're a couple. You are sharing DNA. You can share your money. And actually, that brings me to another good point. When you're married, you have one account, one bank account, a savings and a checking where everything gets merged into one. If you're really that scared of merging your money, you should not be married in the first place, because you're not acting as a spouse. You're acting as if you're dating. As if, hey, are you going to pay me back for this? Or, hey, are you going to send me money because I bought groceries today or had to pick up the kids some food? That is not a marriage, in my opinion. That is a relationship where you're just dating, and you're not becoming one. If you just want to pick and choose, just date. If you want to actually become one, which is what marriage is, coming together to be one, then you're going to share your finances. Genesis 2:24. It says, therefore a man should leave his father and mother to join his wife, and shall become one flesh. That's it. So you are one flesh. You're going to share everything. You're going to contribute everything together, and everything's going to be awesome in your marriage. That's step 1. That's the first thing that you guys need to talk about to actually get over the hump to start your journey of having your finances in good order in a healthy relationship while you're married. The second thing that you guys are going to talk about, and really it's a second and a third thing, or if you want to call it a bonus, is you need to be as honest as possible about your finances, and you need to share your values. You guys should know these things before you're getting married, but once you're actually married, You really got to dive deep to figure out how you guys want to live your entirety of your lives. This is your spouse. This is your partner until death do its part. You guys are together, so you want to align your lives, your values together in order to go and succeed, to be the best family, be the best couple you can be throughout your entire life. You pick one person to spend your entire life with, and you want it to be good. You don't want it to be fighting and stress and all these different things, all because of money. So you want to be as honest and transparent as possible. So what this means, you're going to sit down, you're going to look at all the income that comes in the door, you're going to look at all the expenses, and you're going to ask each other why. Be as transparent as possible about why we spend this way and why, like how much money comes in. You don't want to hide money. You don't want to do any of these different things that aren't going to be honest and transparent, because then you're lying to your spouse, which is horrible. That's already a step out the door, in my opinion. So you're going to want to be as transparent as possible. And then you're also going to want to align your values. What do each of you value? Be respectful. Talk about it. Maybe one person values, I want to live in a nice neighborhood, in a nice house, in a nice school district. Someone else might not want to do that. The other person in the relationship might not want to do that. But if that's what they are valuing, that's what they're valuing. Maybe someone wants to be debt-free. Maybe they don't want to have credit cards and they don't want to go into debt. They need to align that value. That's very smart thinking. You want to align it together. Put everything out in front of each other and talk about it, and figure out a way to have all your values come into one, so that you guys are a shared belief value system. That is a power couple. Then you can now work towards goals that you set. In order to achieve those goals, you have all these values where you're living your life through these values and being transparent with each other. And then you're also contributing, like I said, for the first thing that you guys need to talk about, you're contributing and everything's fair. Everything is even. And sometimes it's not going to be fair, but that's the part about being in a relationship. Sometimes someone's going to give 80, someone's going to give 20. And the next day it might be the opposite, but you have to work together and share your values, be as transparent as possible, and make sure you're both contributing to the relationship. And this leads me to the third thing I wanted to talk about, which was have a vision together. Like I said, you want these goals. What does your vision look like? Where are we going to be in 15 years, 10 years? I don't know, short term, 5 years. Where do we want to be? Do you guys want to own a house? Be debt free? Do we want to have our kids in this certain school district? Or maybe it's in 10 years. Maybe it's 15 or 20 years. Who knows? Before you know it, your kids, if you have kids or you're planning to have kids, they will be out of the house. They will be graduated and they will go do their own thing. They will marry someone else. What does your life look like in 25 years? What does your life look like in 30 years when you're retired and it's just you and your spouse? Maybe you want a lake house. Maybe you just want to have a paid off house. You want your retirement fund set up, and that's exactly what you want. You're going to be able to wake up every day, sit on the back patio, drink some coffee with your wife, maybe watch a little bit of game shows during the day, have your kids come over. Whatever that is, you need to have a vision together. You're both contributing. You have your values. You're being transparent and honest. And then now you have visions and goals that you're both working for in order to succeed. This will put you abundantly over and fill your cup in your financial relationship with your spouse, because you are now working together. No one wants a teammate that is, I'm going to show up and practice sometimes, and then sometimes I'm not. I'm just here for game day when it's all big, all the fun stuff. I'm just here for the games. No, you got to practice this stuff every single day in order to get good at it. You have to talk. You have to communicate. You have to hold each other accountable and figure out ways that you can actually succeed. And this is what I'm saying. In step 1, contribute. Both of you guys put in work. Both of you guys put in the effort. Step 2, be honest and transparent. Be honest and transparent. Lay everything out there and figure out what and how you want to live your life. And then once you figure out how you want to live your life, go and reach those goals. Have a vision. Strive. Keep pushing each other. Hold yourself accountable, and you guys will succeed. Remember, guys, you can do all things through Him that give you strength. If you want to reach out to me, I'm actually going to have a very good video coming out. It's actually about a relationship, a couple that's going through some financial stress. I'm actually in the works of it now. They reached out to me. They laid it all out there. I helped them build a financial budget. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to reach out to me, rylant.curtis@gmail.com. Let me know other ways that you guys in your relationships talk about money or make it easy. Sometimes it's just, getting a piece of paper, writing a budget down. What are your guys' goals? Write that down too. Grab a glass of wine and maybe some cheese and crackers or some popcorn and just have fun with it. Be honest, open, don't get mad, respect each other and love each other, because that is your wife, your husband, your significant other, your partner in crime until the end. But like I said, guys, you can do all things through him that give you strength, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.